The Arizona Cardinals are the lowest overall team in Madden 24. So today, with the help of Mikey McDingle, we're gonna try to not only make this a relevant team again, but maybe even win them their first ever Super Bowl. But welcome into Madden 24, my first ever Madden 24 video on the channel. And we're gonna start it off as hard as we possibly can. Because I won't sugarcoat it, this team is terrible. And there is one big reason for that, which I will tell you in just a second. But super quick, I'm gonna keep this intro super short. For my first ever Madden 24 video on the channel, let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes on this video. We've been easily crushing like every like goal I set, so we're gonna set it a little higher. Let's see if we can get to 2K. It takes you like 2 seconds and it really helps push the video to more people that might enjoy it. So I would very much appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one. I mean, I'm going to be posting a lot of Madden rebuilds throughout the year. Once we get to 15K, I'll do my first ever like super special Madden 24 video. So subscribe if you like rebuilds because that's literally all I do. And very last thing, let me know down below what team I should do next. And be sure to go and like any of the comments you agree with because the most liked comment I think I'm going to do next because I don't know which teams y'all want to see first. So just let me know and I guess the most liked one I will do. But that's enough of that, and let's get into this rebuild. And the player I want to talk about first is the center point of this team. Kyler Murray is very much hated on, and I actually think that's kind of unnecessary. He wasn't amazing last year, but people kind of overblow it a little bit, and I don't blame him for being bad. I mean, the team around him was bad, his coaching was bad, he was hurt, he had like everything going against him, and even then, he wasn't as bad as people said. People give him hate for like the whole Call of Duty thing. I'm sure he's past that by this point. I'm actually kind of a Kyler believer myself. This receiving core is definitely solid with Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore. You got some decent depth. I was a massive Michael Wilson fan in the draft, so I thought they made a great pick taking him. I gave him star dev here. I like Trey McBride. Zach Ertz is still fine. The offensive line is fine. I liked the Paris Johnson pick. The interior isn't great, but we'll move Josh Jones inside to guard. Maybe that'll fix that a little bit. And then this defense. Do I even want to talk about this defense? This is what I was talking about when I said there is something that might give us a problem in this rebuild. Let's rip the band-aid off first before we get into, I guess, the positives. This defensive line might be the single worst position group for any team in the NFL. There is not a guy here that I am comfortable with. So that's going to take some work, to say the least. This corner room, I feel like a 74 for Marco Wilson is maybe even generous. Maybe there'll be some breakouts, but it's not great. Oh yeah, they drafted Garrett Williams. I don't mind that. I might give him a dev trait. Why are those numbers so stretched? Ooh, I didn't notice that. That's kind of ugly. But yeah, the D-line in the corner room might give us some problems. At least the corner room is young, but the D-line is not good. The edge group is young, but there are no established great players here. They are apparently playing Zaven Collins on the edge, which I like. I mean, he was kind of an edge in college, so maybe that'll work out. The inside linebackers are not great, but I guess if like Barnes or White get injured, you might be able to move Isaiah Simmons back to linebacker. I hate him at linebacker. He just cannot tackle well enough. I guess they do have Owen Papo too, but still. But the group I do really like on this defense is the safety group. Budda Baker, Isaiah Simmons, like I said, I think he'll be a really good safety, but maybe they'll play him at nickel corner. And then I like Jalen Thompson too. So there is some optimism for this defense, but God, it sucks on paper. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, this running back room is definitely going to need some work too. I feel like a 77 for James Conner is a little disrespectful, but still, I don't think he is the long-term option at probably 29 now, 28? Yeah, 28. Meh. And something fun about this rebuild that I've held off on saying until now is I have not watched, I have not researched, I have not seen a single thing about this game or franchise mode. So this is going to be kind of a surprise as we go along. I'm going to almost treat it like this is a Madden 23 rebuild, but it's going to be fun to learn how to do rebuilds better in Madden 24. The only change I know of is the sliders for, I guess, guess like trade hardness and like how many free agents you can sign in free agency. I just set that to unlimited. So let me know down below if you have like suggestions for what I should set those to, because I'm just winging it. Maybe you won't like that I set those to unlimited. Maybe you would want me to like make trading easier or harder. I don't know. But without further ado, let's actually get into this rebuild and let's get to the midseason point of year one, unless there's some either breakouts or mentors. Okay, so at the midseason point of year number one, we are 2-5. That is maybe even better than the Cardinals will be in real life. I mean, maybe Jonathan Gannon surprises in real life. I don't love defensive head coaches in general, but maybe. But we have a clear upgrade here in Mikey McDingle, the greatest coach of all time. But yeah, I mean, this is where I expected to be, maybe even less wins, but I'm glad to see, you know, the Ravens, they're a good overall team. They have a good record. We're a bad overall team. We have a bad record. I don't know if they did anything with like simulation logic, but it does look maybe a little better. The Lions are 0-7 though, so I'm not sure, but maybe. But we have some re-signings here, and we have a lot of them. We have Marquise Brown, Isaiah Simmons, Chris Barnes, just to name a few, Josh Jones. I did sign Greedy Williams in free agency. I actually signed a few more. Taquan Graham, I was surprised to see the Falcons let him go. Kevin Givens, nobody crazy, but just some solid lower end starters. We obviously want Marquise Brown though. This seems a little cheap. We'll offer him this though, 4 years, 53.2 mil. He would definitely get more than that, but we'll offer it to him and he does re-sign. Beautiful. Now Isaiah Simmons is a backup now, but could be a starter at some position sooner rather than later. Again, this is fairly cheap considering he's an 81 overall. 4 years, 26 mil. He re-signs. Chris Barnes is a starter, but like a lower level one for sure. I know Cardinals fans love Greg Dortch. He's a solid player, but he's not interested. Josh Jones, how is he doing this year? Only 1 sack allowed so far. Something else I want to see in this game that I don't know if it's a thing is like more realistic simulation numbers. Like I don't want to see Jacoby Brissett out here throwing 50 passing touchdowns like he does in last year's game. Like Myles Garrett with 35 sacks. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but I sure hope it is. But we'll offer Josh Jones 3 years, 14 mil. Again, exceptionally cheap. We will take it. And then everyone else here is definitely like a lower level starter or just a straight up backup. Oh, Zaven Collins is here too, but we'll have to wait on him. But with that, not much else for us to do here, so let's get to the end of year number one, and hopefully we can finish with a pretty good draft pick. Okay, low-key, I like this loading screen, but it also kind of hurts to look at. It's very bright. Okay, so in year one, it's kind of weird to root to be bad, but we have to tank here pretty much. So I am happy to see we finish last in the division at 5-12. But let's check out some of the season stats. Kyler Murray was not very good. 3,400 yards, that's not great. Only 26 touchdowns and 16 picks. Now, are the passing numbers more realistic in this game? Actually, yeah, that's a lot of passing touchdowns for Dak. But yeah, they seem to have kind of leveled out. Oh, Derek Carr was horrid. Okay. I mean, they still seem a little inflated, especially the interception numbers. But this definitely feels quite a bit better. Same with rushing. There isn't like a 2,400 yard rusher. There are a lot of high number rushers up here, but I'm fine with that. Same with receiving. There isn't a 20. I mean, I've seen Cooper Kupp get like 2,700 yards or something. So at least so far, I'm happy with this, and I've been a big hater of this game for like quite a while now. Yeah, there's nothing too egregious. That's a little high for like Von Miller and Aaron Donald. They've never gotten that, but that's better than it has been. Really weird to see no Myles Garrett up here though. Did he get like 2 sacks or something? Or is it doing the thing where it doesn't show all players? Okay, yeah, he had 10 sacks. So anyways, back to the Cardinals. I'm just reviewing this game as we go. Kyler was like okay in the grand scheme of the NFL. We're not going to move on from him immediately, but if he has another year like this, we could look to upgrade. James Conner was terrible. Not many receiving yards at all. Our most was Rondale Moore with 880. Marquise Brown, only 866 touchdowns. Michael Wilson with 700 yards. That's a decent rookie year. Blocking was pretty bad. I feel like sacks allowed numbers are still really high. Will Hernandez joins the all castration team, which if you don't know is my imaginary list of players that don't don't allow sacks in a year, and I call it the all-castration team because I'm immature. That's why. Kaiser White leads the team in tackles with 107, tackles for loss 13 for Ajulari, 11 for Givens, and 10 for Zaven Collins. And then sacks, we should be getting more than this, to be fair. Okay, here's the thing. I like that they lowered the numbers overall, but this is genuinely like 15 sacks total. Is this even 15? Okay, yeah, it's 15 on the dot. That was a pretty good guess. That would be like the lowest of all time. I feel like they should have kept like the low end numbers the same or even raised them up a little bit. Just lowered the like high end a little bit, because you don't want Myles Garrett getting like 35 sacks, maybe like 20-ish max, maybe like 22. But it feels like they lowered even the low end, and I don't really like that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a really big fluke. I don't know. And then interceptions, 2 for Isaiah Simmons led the team, and then 1 for a lot of players. So we were definitely not good this year, and we shouldn't have been good, so I'm fine with it. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Why are they so small? I don't know if I like that. Burrow at 2, so this is actually a fairly realistic list. I'm happy with this. No Cardinals up there, though, obviously. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts. That's a realistic one. Lots of Cowboys up here. This game loves the Cowboys, apparently. No Cardinals up here. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. No Cardinals. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jackson Smith-Njigba. Love that as a Seahawks fan. Michael Wilson at number 7. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jack Campbell. BJ Ajulari at number 3. Garrett Williams at 5. And then that's it. So I wish some of our players did better, to be honest. Even like our studs didn't do very well. But overall, I'm pretty happy to have a top pick. So with that, let's get into the offseason and let's work to make this an actually good roster. At least decent after this offseason. Oh yeah, also not to be complaining again, I just think this is funny. Certain players almost look like pregnant or something from their pads. I don't know why. They just have like really big chests, like some of the beefiest pads I've ever seen. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, let's get into the offseason. That's an interesting Super Bowl. Ravens versus Falcons, and it's really low scoring. Ravens maybe if they manage to stay healthy, but Falcons? Well, that's kind of a cool graphic. Only 365 likes from the NFL account. I get more on my videos, get owned plus ratio, but I don't know about the Falcons in the Super Bowl. I don't know if Desmond Ridder even has the upside to be like that kind of QB. I mean, maybe, but that's banking on a lot to go right for both teams, to be fair. But for re-signings, we still have Zaven Collins, obviously. He's not very interested. Wait, accept your option. Oh, it just puts that. Oh, I understand. Okay, that's interesting. It just throws it in with the re-signings. That makes me feel old. It's already time for his 5th-year option. God, I'm going senile or something. I don't know. The rest of these guys are like not good. I will say one thing that's annoying me is if you hold down like one scroll button, it goes really slow. You have to hold like both scroll arrows. But I guess we can re-sign Chris Barnes just to be like a decent third linebacker or not. Okay, fair enough. Maybe Taquan Graham to be solid depth eventually. Okay, he re-signs. But I'm excited to see how free agency works this year. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's different. So let's see what we can do in free agency. Ooh, there are definitely some interesting players here. Some of the top guys are interested in us, thankfully, but are they guys we really need? Maybe. Yeah, they just might be. So I'll take a quick look through who's available and let's see what we can do. Okay, so I guess these are the players we're gonna go for in free agency. I did actually cut Zach Ertz just because it saved 10 mil and I want to give Trey McBride more of a chance. Why did I go to left tackle? Yeah, so Zach Ertz is just chilling in free agency now. But these are the players we're gonna go for. It's gonna be Mike Williams, Josh Allen, DJ Jones, and Christian Fulton. Actually, something I want to check is I think I saw a setting for how likely, God, where was it? Oh, here it is. Free agent motivation impact. Determine how much motivations of a player signing. Raising the impact makes it easier to sign interested players. I think that should be raised to high at the very least, because if they have high interest, that's taking literally everything into account. Money, and then all the other factors like closeness to home, Super Bowl history, your team's quarterback, all that kind of stuff. So we'll set it at least to high. And you know, it's not like that's cheesy or anything. That hasn't for literally any team, obviously. But we're going after Mike Williams, Josh Allen, the pass rusher, DJ Jones, and Christian Fulton. Definitely trying to shore up the defense and add a good big-bodied receiver, because this team doesn't really have that. We have a speedy guy in Marquise Brown, kind of like a, I guess, more shifty run-after-catch guy in Rondale Moore, and then Michael Wilson, who's kind of like a route runner type. So getting Mike Williams will add some diversity, and he's just straight up a good player. So let's see if we can get any of these players right off the bat. The top two do sign, but DJ Jones and Christian Fulton don't yet. If we don't get them, it's not the end of the world, honestly. But let's see if we do get the top two guys, and we do not get either. Mike Williams goes to the Lions, and Josh Allen goes to the Rams. Maybe we should bump that to very high, because we had the lead for both of them, and we didn't get either of them. Okay, we'll go very high. And there are so many other, like, small details in this. So if there's a, you know, good tip you want to give, let me know for sure, because I'm very new to this, obviously. Okay, so now this is the new group of players we're gonna go for. It's gonna be Amari Cooper and Austin Eckler instead of Josh Allen and Mike Williams. Did I say Amari Cooper? I don't remember saying Amari Cooper, but I might have. It's late. I'm tired. Give me a break. But we have the lead straight up for Amari Cooper, and then we are tied for the lead for Austin Eckler. I mean, our run game was horrific last year, so hopefully we can get Austin Eckler, and hopefully he does do well. I feel like a 91 is a little rich for him. I feel like a 92 is even a little rich for Amari Cooper, and I'm an Amari Cooper truther, but I wouldn't complain getting either. And then the other two are just the other two players we were going for, DJ Jones, Christian Fulton. So let's see if we can get any of these players here. So the top three do sign. Will we get them? Okay, we get Amari Cooper and we get DJ Jones. You know what? Okay, that's good. We were only tied for the lead for Austin Eckler and he doesn't sign. That's fine, but we do get the two that we actually had a full lead for. So this is how I've wanted that to work the whole time. You know, you should get the player you have the lead for, because that's literally taking everything into account. And also, this team is like surprisingly broke. Like, we're already struggling with cap space at like a 78 overall or whatever we are now. No, that was a pretty good guess. So I don't know. Hopefully our cap situation gets better as the years go on. I was gonna say, let's just get to the draft, because the Christian Fulton signing is kind of unimportant, but if we get him, he'll be our #1 corner, which is depressing, but let's see if we can get him. Okay, he still doesn't sign. Well, if we get him, we get him. If not, it's fine. So with that, let's get to the draft. Okay, well, here in the draft, we have the #5 overall pick. I like the new Bears logo it puts in this game. That's the way better logo of the two. Well, I wouldn't say way better. Their C is like classic too, but that bear face logo is just really cool to me. I don't know if that's like their actual new logo or something, like their main one, but I've seen it a lot more lately. Maybe I just missed something, I don't know. But the Lions have the #1 overall pick here. I'm not the biggest Lions believer, not as much as some people are, but they're not going to be the worst team in the NFL. I don't know why they are. Oh, the Bears just took somebody I wanted, and now I don't know who to go with. I wish I scouted this QB kind of, just because Kyler hasn't been good. He doesn't look that good though. I mean, he looks all right, so meh. I think the best looking pass rusher here, I'm either gonna go with just straight up edge or D-line. The D-linemen do look pretty good here, but we can get good players like end of the first, into the second round, so we'll definitely hold off there. I might even trade this pick back a little bit, just because I don't know for sure if any of these guys are that good. Oh yeah, also something I noticed is you can just press RT and it'll go to the next player. That's kind of cool. Ooh, this guy looks nice. Jalen Golden, not the fastest, but his ratings do look pretty good. Awareness, block shed, and power moves, and maybe even decent play rec. However, I do think I'm just gonna trade down here a little bit, because there isn't anyone that's supposed to go in this range that we really need, so we'll trade it back a tiny bit, as long as, I don't know if I like how this looks. Are we getting offered any first round picks from this year? Why are they all next year? There's this one, but that's all the way down at 27. Ooh, is that gonna be a new problem? Oh god, this is definitely gonna be a new problem. Okay, well, let's see. I might just make a manual trade down with the Steelers, maybe? Okay, well, I tried to trade down, but I couldn't even get a second round pick to move down to like 15. So, yikes. Trade logic is still a little B. So I think the best looking pass rusher might be Jalen Golden. It's hard to say for sure, because obviously I don't have any of these players fully scouted, but he's 6'6", 256, 22 years old, left-handed just like me for real, out of Florida State. Can't wait to see the normal dev. Yep, there it is. I called it. All right. Well, hopefully he's a good overall player. And we actually do have another first-round pick. I think this is from the Texans? Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Leon Brothers looks kinda crazy. 4.79 as a defensive tackle. That's pretty good. Low injury, though. If y'all have watched me lately, I've been trying to kinda stay away from those players because they always have normal dev, depending on the position. I want to take either Joel Archibald or Jay Spain, but both of them are built like 4-3 defensive end. Both of them are kind of like too small to be a 3-4 defensive end and too big to be a 3-4 outside linebacker. But we could pull a Zach Allen and just beef one of them up. We might do that. Chris Strickland also looks really good. I didn't get to fully scout him, but he actually looks really nice. We might just straight up take him. He's very strong. Everything else is meh, but his ratings are nice. A tackle, a play rec, lots of B's. Maybe another normal dev, because again, these kind of run stopper guys are just always normal for some reason, but let's go with Chris Strickland out of Texas A&M. Okay, he does have hidden. Ooh, that hidden logo's kind of cool. I don't know if I love the new dev trait logos. I thought they were fine. I didn't think they needed to change them, but I guess I'm fine with it. But 91 strength for Strickland is pretty nice. Not as slow as I thought he would be, so we'll take it. We maybe took him earlier than he would have gone, but I mean, I wanted to get him, so I'm fine with it. Now, here in the second round, I think I said the last pick was the second round. That was still late first. We might go with a corner here. DeMar Turner doesn't look amazing for the most part, but he does have A man coverage and A press, and that might be just good enough to get him drafted. I don't know if like scouting still works exactly the same as Madden 23, but if it does, this guy could be pretty decent. He's 6'4", 203, 22 years old, out of Ohio State. Let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be a good overall. Only 50 strength, goddamn. At 6'4", he's gonna get like snapped like a twig or something. Okay, now in the third round, this might be the last pick I show. We might go Alex Ramirez, a center from Georgia. He is strong, he's fast, he has fine ratings. His power isn't very good, but his finesse looks pretty good. He has bad injury, but sometimes that doesn't really matter for offensive linemen in terms of like dev trait. He's only 21 years old, which is nice, and we have like a 60 overall starting at center right now. So either way, I think this will be an upgrade, unless he just really sucks. But let's go with Alex Ramirez. Okay, he does have hidden dev, 76 speed, 85 excel, 90 strength for an offensive lineman is insane. Definitely an athletic freak, and if we can make him more technically refined, this guy could be a monster. So I might make one or two more picks and then we'll simulate the rest of this out, but let's see how we did in the draft. Okay, so this definitely could have been a better draft, we'll say that. Jalen Golden is only a 74 overall with normal. I mean, he's fine. He'll start, but like, he's not nearly as good as I was hoping for. I actually want to check in a second if there was like a better option. I'm sure there was. Chris Strickland is a 72. Obviously, he had hidden. DeMar Turner's only a 72. I thought he would be like a 75 or 76, but hopefully he'll be decent. Alex Ramirez is a 73. We'll take that. And then I took every pick up to Thompson. This running back is solid. He'll be our starter for this year, but rookie running backs are always terrible anyways, even if you get like a high overall one. So we'll probably just sign a running back, but this guy doesn't look bad at all. But I do want to check if there was a better option with our pick. We could have gone with a really good safety, either of these guys, but we didn't need safety literally at all. Deion Callaway looks pretty good at a 76 with hidden, so he probably would have been a better pick. But I mean, in terms of pure 3-4 outside linebackers, we did get the highest overall one at the very least. So I don't know, I guess I technically made the right choice, even though it wasn't great because of the dev trait. But either way, let's get into year number 2 of the rebuild, and hopefully we can make a big step this year. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. We're actually looking pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. We're up to an 81 overall. There is like potential that everyone here could work out. I mean, we have Kelly at running back with the dev trait. We have Trey McBride, isn't the best overall, but he does does have a dev trait. Same with Ramirez at center. Our guards, we might look for new ones sooner rather than later. We'll see. Even tackle, because DJ Humphries is like 30. But for the most part, this team is potentially pretty complete. Just need a few more stars, but looking solid. And then this defense still definitely needs some corners, that's for sure, and really need this D-line to develop, especially Strickland. But other than that, it's not bad. I did move Isaiah Simmons back down to linebacker just because we didn't really have anybody there. Honestly, I could just move Zaven Collins back inside and give Golden and Ojulari a chance, but Collins was also our best pass rusher last year, and Ojulari had like 2.5 sacks, so I don't know if we're gonna do that. But either way, the team is looking decent. We definitely filled out some of the holes, and we should be ready for year number 2. So with that, let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we don't suck, or hopefully we do and we can get a good pick. I don't really care, either or, and I'm fine with it. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year number 2, we are 3-4. I guess technically 1 win better, so we'll take it, but like, meh. I wanted to be either like good or like really bad, but I guess we're just mid, which is, I guess that's fine. We have some re-signings here though, for sure. Buda Baker, Rondale Moore, Marco Wilson we can maybe do without. I feel like a 74 for him was even generous, but I mean, it's not bad. Will Hernandez, Kaiser White, DJ Jones, there are a decent amount of starters here. None of them are like amazing other than obviously Buda Baker, but let's try to get him back. 4 years, 63 mil. He resigns. That was easy. I got an achievement, deal maker. Okay. Selling crack out here in the streets, apparently. Do I want Rondale Moore back? He's still only 24, which is kind of insane to me. For some reason, I feel like he's been around for like 5 or 6 years now, but he's not that expensive. I guess we can re-sign him. 3 years, 26 mil. He does resign. And then Marco Wilson, we can find an upgrade. Will Hernandez is on the all castration team, so maybe we should bring him back. We'll offer him 2 years, 11 mil. He resigns. And then everyone else, I guess we'll just kind of wait and see how they do this year. Our defense is solid for sure. Our offense still isn't great though, even though our offense is a much higher overall than our defense. Well, at least 4 overall better. So maybe new offensive playbook, we'll see. But weirdly enough, we're 13th for pass yards per game, 12th for rush yards per game, but we're only 20th in scoring. So I guess our scoring offense, our red zone offense just kind of sucks. But anyways, with that, let's get to the playoffs, and again, either hopefully we suck or hopefully we're in the playoffs. We'll see. We are leading the division right now, so you never know. Okay, well, we kind of do finish exactly where I didn't want to. We are kind of mid at the mid-season, or at the end of year number 2 at 7-10. I guess we're not exactly mid, like 9-8, 8-9, but pretty close. Let's see what happened in terms of stats this year. It looks like our offense was pretty terrible. 27th in points scored, 15th in defensive points allowed per game, but our run and pass yards per game were bad. I mean, we're still not a very good team, but I feel like we should have ranked better than that. Either way though, Kyler wasn't amazing. 3,400 yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 picks. Where does like 27, or what do you have, 24 touchdowns rank in the NFL? It's kinda towards the bottom-ish. That's not great. The Titans have Kirk Cousins now. That's fun. Joe Burrow only threw 1 pick all year. Goddamn. So, I mean, Kyler hasn't been great, to be honest. But Freddie Kelly at running back was also terrible. 600 yards, only 3 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. But I expected that. Receiving, Amari Cooper with 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, 800 yards. Rondale Moore, 800 yards. What's the most, like, pass-heavy offense in this game? Because I feel like we barely pass the ball. The Vikings? Really? Not the Chiefs? Okay. We still might go with the Chiefs offense, just because this one kind of sucked. And then the Vikings defense, maybe? But blocking was fine. It's worse taking into consideration that we didn't pass the ball very much. DJ Humphries wasn't great, but it's better than like 20 sacks allowed that we would have seen last year. Isaiah Simmons with 134 tackles led the team. Tackles for loss, 10 for Ojulari and DJ Jones. And then sacks, 8 from Jalen Golden as a rookie. He was pretty good. 6 from Ojulari, 4 from Zaven Collins. Still not amazing. amazing, but at least we had someone with 8, and then interceptions 3 for Budda Baker, and then 1 for a few players. So I mean, I guess we're still not the best team in the world, but I feel like certain players should have done a little better. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP here. Okay, I do like that this is a realistic list. We don't see like Jacoby Brissett up here or like Skylar Thompson or something like I've seen before. That's valid. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Cooper Kupp, the white boy Cooper Kupp, as I like to say, because he would win it like literally every single time when I did an NFC team in Madden 23. But no Cardinals up here. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. No Cardinals, unsurprisingly. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Paul Andrews, the QB for the Vikings. Freddie Kelly at number 3. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dante Ellison of the Packers. I'm surprised Jalen Golden wasn't higher, but he's up there at number 5. I was hoping he would have a chance at Defensive Rookie of the Year, but apparently not. So with that, let's get into the offseason, and maybe we can finally make the playoffs next year. We will see. But I guess to be fair, we don't have a great roster yet, so it's fair. Is this just gonna be the Super Bowl every year? The Ravens beat the Falcons again by 3 points in the Super Bowl. Why? So maybe we should rebuild the Ravens or Falcons. Both of them were only 10-7 and made the Super Bowl. Okay, this game, I will say, I don't know if I'm gonna make like a full review video of this game. I will say, it does seem better than last year. However, there's still some really weird new stuff, and that is one of them. Maybe that's just the weirdest coincidence ever, but it's definitely an interesting one. But for re-signings, I mean, I think we're honestly fine letting literally everybody here go. I would re-sign the kicker and punter, Blake Gillikin and Kaimi Fairbairn, but neither of them are interested, so meh. Let's get into free agency with still not a great amount of money, but at least something. And also, wait, I want to do this. I don't know a good way to do this, but I was going to cut a player. I think it was Zach Ertz last year, and I saw that you can restructure players now. I actually really do like that. I mean, that was something this game needed, and I couldn't believe that wasn't a thing already, but we do need some money this year. Restructuring Kyler would save us 23 mil. I don't know if this is a good thing to do. Obviously, I've never done this in this game. It does it an interesting way. It doesn't really change it to, it doesn't convert it to like a signing bonus or anything. It just spreads it out for other years. That's interesting, but I guess we'll do that. I mean, I probably should have checked who the available free agents are before I did that to know if we would need the money more this year or in the other years, but we'll see. I'm probably rambling a lot in this video, but I'm figuring stuff out. There's obviously a lot to talk about because it is a new game, but there are some decent free agents here. Nothing crazy, and a lot of them are older, but they're decent ones. No good running backs though, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, I would be fine with Elijah Mitchell as my starter, but he's just gonna play like shit in this game. Okay, we're gonna be going after some decent players in free agency. We're going after Landon Dickerson, DJ Reader, Byron Murphy, we're gonna try to bring him back, and Charles Omenihu. Not the like craziest group of players ever, but all like good players at pretty big positions of need. We do have the lead for all of them except Byron Murphy. The Rams are also very interested in him, and apparently that's mutual from Byron Murphy, but hopefully we can get him. If not, there were other corner options available, but Murphy was the best one. I guess we're gonna be playing him on the outside even though he is a nickel, but maybe that'll be fine, I don't know. But let's see if we can get any of these players. Okay, so Murphy and Dickerson do accept their contract. My guess is we got Dickerson, but we didn't get Murphy. That's my guess. Okay, no, we did get both, thankfully. So those are two pretty big upgrades, honestly. And we're still the only two teams interested in DJ Reader and Charles Omenihu, so hopefully they accept, because the longer they wait to sign, the more these other players are gonna sign with other teams. So hopefully they sign or reject sooner rather than later. They both sign, and we get both of them. Okay, so this was a pretty huge free agent class, and guess what? If restructuring still wasn't a thing for some reason, we wouldn't have gotten that free agent class, so I'm very glad they finally made that a thing, even though it is a little funky. Well, no, that's a way to restructure. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm definitely happy with that free agent class. Okay, well, here in the draft, the Saints have the #1 overall pick. We don't pick until number 12. I was hoping we would have a little bit higher of a pick, but I guess that makes sense considering our record. The announcer was like really loud there for some reason. That like stun locked me or something. I just like stopped speaking thinking, but, who should we go with here? This receiver looks kind of crazy. He's slow, never mind. Still does look pretty good, though, but we just literally don't need receiver at all. I guess we'll go with a corner. I think the best looking one is just the one at the top, Demarius Mann. Is he a good man corner? His man and zone are the same, apparently, or, well, compared to the rest of the class. Doesn't have the best injury, so he's definitely gonna have normal dev, but he's 6'4", 199, 22 years old, out of Wyoming. Really similar build to the last corner we drafted, who wasn't very good. This guy does look a little better, a little more balanced. He is actually really strong. Good vertical jump, good speed, better combine than the last guy, and better ratings. So let's take him, I guess. I don't feel great, but yeah, let's take him. Okay, he does thankfully have hidden dev. 94 speed? I mean, I thought he would be fast, but that's really fast. 96 change of direction. We'll take it. This guy actually looks really good. It's weird to take a corner out of Wyoming, though. Has there ever been a good Wyoming corner? Probably, but that's interesting. This guy's really interesting. He's a power back that ran a 4.41 and a 4.37 at his pro day. We do still kind of need running back. I mean, rookie running backs are never good regardless of how good they look. I mean, they might be a really good overall, but they just never play well. But I mean, he looks really fun, so I might take him anyways. He's not supposed to go until day 3 though, so we might take him in the next round, I guess, if he's still available. We do kind of need a linebacker with Kaiser White leaving in free agency. Cedric Corbett looks pretty good. Another low injury player. I hate it, but I guess we haven't been getting screwed over by that too much. Doesn't have great pursuit though, but does have good coverage, good enough tackle, good hit power. I don't know if he's amazing, but he looks good enough, I think. So let's take him here. Cedric Corbett out of LSU, 91 speed, 91 excel with hidden dev. I like that a lot. He looks really fat, not gonna lie. I don't know why. The pads in this game always look weird to me. I know I said that earlier, but he really looks like it for some reason. Okay, the running back is still here in round 3. Is he gonna be good? I have no idea, but he looks fun, and that's the most important part. Has terrible juke move, terrible spin move. We're really just banking on him being fast and powerful enough to be a good overall. Let's just take him. Hidden dev, 92 speed. I mean, if the last guy was slower and had 94 speed, that doesn't really make sense, but maybe he'll be good. I don't know, but that's kind of disappointing in terms of speed. It is what it is, though. And then last pick I'm gonna take here, let's go with Glenn Teal. His pursuit is really bad, but good tackle, good block shed, just looks like a pure run stopper. 39 bench reps at the combine. Doesn't have elite strength, I'm kind of surprised, but great strength at least. But looks like good value for where we're taking him. Let's go with Glenn Teal out of Georgia. Normal dev, unfortunately, but 91 strength, 83 excel for some reason. He'll probably be like a 70-ish overall, which isn't terrible for where we took him. So with that, let's just simulate the rest of this out, and hopefully we got some good players in this draft. Okay, this draft definitely seems, I guess, better than last year. I mean, we at least got a much better player than anyone we got last year, and that is Demarius Mann at a 79 overall. Of course, the 94 speed, good man, good zone, good press. I'm kind of surprised he is as high of an overall as he is. I guess just the speed absolutely carries. But between Byron Murphy and now Demarius Mann and I guess Christian Fulton, the guy we picked last year too, we have a really nice corner room now. All pretty young too. Cedric Corbett is also a good player, 74 overall, obviously with the hidden dev. Maybe a little small to be a 3-4 middle linebacker at only 231 pounds, but who cares? It's Madden. That doesn't really matter. And then Peter Carrington isn't nearly as good as I thought he would be. He's only a 72. Again, I feel lied to with his speed and his excel. I just feel like, I don't know. Who cares? It was the 3rd round anyways. I mean, I guess the 3rd round is valuable, but who cares? And then Glenn Teal is only a 69. I was gonna guess 69 for him, but for some reason I said 70. I would have gotten it right, and then I would have looked cool to like 10,000 people online. Would have been sick. I don't know. So overall, I mean, it was a good draft, I guess, especially the top 2 picks at the very least. So I'm happy with it. But let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild. Okay, well, heading into year number 3, we are looking pretty nice now, up to an 84 overall. I don't know where that ranks in the NFL, but we we were a higher overall than some teams we were taking on in the preseason, so I think we're looking pretty good. It's just hard for me to gauge how good we are because I normally use like my custom rosters, my own custom rosters, and I know EA's overalls are higher for sure, which by the way, about my custom rosters, I'm not going to start those until the regular season because obviously I don't want to have to make all the player changes and everything like the roster moves. EA will just do that for me, and there'll be some random breakouts that make the team in the preseason that won't already be in the game if I create these rosters, so I don't want to make them yet, but once the regular season does hit, I will start those. But anyways, hopefully we can perform better. I almost forgot to switch the playbooks, but I just did. But a lot of big additions this year. I mean, DJ Reader, Charles O'Menahue, Demarius Man, was that his name? Yeah, Demarius Man at corner, a good man corner, obviously. Corbett at linebacker, so... Oh yeah, Byron Murphy in free agency too. Our defense definitely got a big overhaul. Our offense didn't get as much, but obviously Landon Dickerson. I just signed Kenneth Gainwell out of free agency. He does have star dev, so I guess we'll start him because I don't really have much from these two. Maybe Gainwell will do well, I don't know, but I'll rearrange the specialists and everything. I'm surprised Gainwell isn't a higher overall third down back. That's kind of like what he is, but either way, let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and hopefully we can be doing better than the last 2 years, but we'll find out. Okay, so maybe the playbook changes were not a good idea. We are 1-6. What do we do about this? Our defense is last in the NFL in points allowed per game. I really didn't think that would happen. I mean, I thought we were doing worse than we should have, and we've been better than every single team I've seen so far. So we have a good roster. It's just maybe the Cardinals playbooks were better? I don't know. But because we are 1-6, it might be time to be sellers a little bit. God, dude, these trade offers suck so bad. Like, what is this? Jermaine Johnson, a 5 and a 7 for Kyler Murray? Are you high off of meth? Like, what is that? Okay, well, that actually went through. We are getting rid of Kyler Murray. He's been awful, to be honest. He has thrown, I think, 11 touchdowns, 12 picks this year. I have faith in him in real life, but his stats have just not been good here, straight up. So we're getting good enough value for him. So now, hopefully, in the offseason, we can find a better quarterback, at least one that plays better. The trade finder is kind of ass. I've gotten like a million suggestions. Oh, use the trade finder, and I use it, and like the best offer we get is like a second round pick when I can just regular trade like the player away for a 1, a 2, and a 3, and that might have even been less than I could have gotten. Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting. Derek Stingley, a 2, a 5, and a 5 for Amari Cooper. I don't hate that, but like, are we really gonna get that good of a player with the second round pick? I don't know. What year was the second? 2026. That is decent. That is decent. I don't know if I'm fully committed to trading Amari Cooper, but I just wanted to see what we could maybe get. BJ Judge, me when I rate someone's blowjob. All these trade offers are low-key terrible. Whoever suggested use the get offers thing, go fuck yourself. That's mean. I don't mean it, but like, still, these aren't nearly as good as I thought they would be. Why are we getting offered so many old players? Why don't they offer draft picks? Okay, I've had enough. I don't want to mess with this anymore. It's not very good. But we have some re-signings to make here. Okay, I do think I am gonna trade some of these players, especially Zaven Collins. Okay, we're sending Zaven Collins to the Texans for a third round pick. I guess he'll be an off-ball linebacker there, which is what he's a higher overall at anyways, so that's fine. That works out. Okay, we're also trading Christian Fulton to the Texans for a 4th round pick. We're just stealing all their picks for no reason. Well, it's not for no reason, but still. I guess we'll trade DJ Humphries to the Chiefs for Derek Nottie and a 5th. Or what'd that say? Due to salary cap. Then why offer it if you can't afford it? Bruh. Okay, I guess we'll take the Chris Wormley and a 7th from the Jets. Can they afford this? Okay, cool. Bruh, BJ Judge again. I don't want him. I'm good. I'm okay. Funny name, but like, we don't need him. Really? Nobody's that interested in Jalen Thompson? That kind of surprises me. We can try to re-sign him for sure, though. I mean, he's not interested literally at all, but we can try. 5 years, 42 mil. He doesn't take it. Okay, cool. Trey McBride, do you want to re-sign? 6 years, 54 mil. That's a little steep. He does re-sign, though. It's not bad, but he just hasn't played very well. Everyone else here, like, oh, we do. Oh, that's a 5th year for Paris Johnson. Okay, well, everyone else here is like a backup or just like not very good, so hopefully we can can finish off the year a little better than we're doing right now, but now that we traded Kyler, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, well, our division has been terrible for this entire rebuild, but for some reason, so have we. We went 3-14. There was not a good thing about our team. Maybe we should go back to the other Cardinals playbooks, but like, bruh, what happened? Ben Stringer, which is just a random rookie quarterback I signed, was really bad, as you would have guessed from like a 64 overall rookie UDFA QB. Kenneth Gainwell was arguably our best running back so far, but still only 800 yards. Amari Cooper with 1100 yards, like good receiving numbers, but still. Okay, Jerron Christian. Whoa, wait. Okay, sack numbers are still not fixed. He allowed 16 sacks in 600 snaps. That rhymes, let's go. That's worse than last year. Why did they make this worse? I mean, I guess that was the most in the NFL apparently, but only 600 snaps? He's played before, and he's done pretty well. That's not realistic. But Isaiah Simmons led the team with 122 tackles. Corbett as a rookie with 108. Tackles for loss, only 15 from Strickland is good, 13 from Ojulari, and 10 for Omenihue. The reason I said only is because our sacks were awful. Strickland and Omenihue led the team with only 5.5 each. This is a hard rebuild, dude. This is tough. Byron Murphy led the team with 4 picks. Let's check out yearly awards real quick. Mahomes wins MVP again. I was fully expecting to see Kyler up there. Offensive player of the year goes to Jalen Hurts. KJ Osborne up there. All right, the more this goes on, the more it's devolving slowly and starting to look like last year's game again. Aaron Donald wins defensive player of the year for the NFC. No Cardinals, unsurprisingly. Offensive rookie of the year goes to PJ Allen of the Seahawks. Ben Stringer at number 10. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Nasir Weaver, also of the Seahawks. Corbett at number 3. I didn't mean to close out, but that's all that really matters anyways. So that was a terrible season. Should we just switch back to our old playbooks? I didn't think they would be worse, especially this much worse. Good lord. Oh, okay, the Vikings had the worst defense in the NFL this year, and we had their playbook, and we were number 2 for worst. Okay, so apparently the Vikings are not a good one. So we'll switch our defensive playbook again, but with that, let's get into the offseason. We have a good team, we're just not playing very well. Okay, well, the Falcons are the new 90s Buffalo Bills. They have lost 3 Super Bowls in a row. All one-score games, too. Like, they haven't gotten smoked in any of them. I mean, it was 3 points, now 7. The Chiefs win the Super Bowl here in Super Bowl 60. I don't know how the Falcons have made it there to begin with, but I also don't know how they haven't won one by this point. But for re-signings, we are very poor, and that kinda sucks. We'll accept Paris Johnson's 5th-year option. We can't really re-sign anybody else, though. We only have $1 million to work with, so we're definitely gonna need to push back some of these contracts. And hopefully there's some good players in free agency. Okay, I guess we'll restructure Budda Baker. That'll only save a little bit, but it's better than nothing. Same with Amari Cooper. I'm not gonna show all these, actually. I'll just restructure, like, every contract, and that should give us a little bit of money. Okay, well, I got some money cleared up, and these are gonna be the 3 players we're gonna go for in free agency. It's gonna be Taylor Moton. Jerron Christian was horrid last year, so we're hopefully gonna upgrade there. We'll just move Paris Johnson over to left tackle. I feel pretty good about that. And then Tyler Algier, he was okay for the Falcons as their number 2, I guess. Had like 4-ish yards per carry, which is a lot better than we've had. So hopefully we can get him. And then Jalen Thompson, obviously want to try to bring him back. Washington State legend. Got like kicked out of the school, but I'm a Washington State fan, so fuck it. But let's see if we can sign any of these players right off the bat. So it looks like Thompson and Moton do sign, and we get both of them. That's pretty nice. I actually want to check, are there any other players we can spend this like extra $3 million on? Because this is the last year. We might as well spend it on somebody, but there isn't really anyone worth going after. I kind of want Travis Jones, but we're too broke. Maybe Kyler Gordon. I mean, we could barely afford him. I had to go team friendly, but we'll see if we can get either of these 2 players. It looks like Tyler Algier does sign, so that's pretty huge. And then if we get Kyler Gordon, we get him. If not, then we don't. It is what it is. So the team is looking pretty nice now, except for our one glaring need, that is the quarterback position. We also probably need a pass rusher, but I don't really see an option for us to get a good one unless there is just magically a very good one in the draft. We kind of need a 3rd corner, but again, I don't know if we can draft someone good enough to start start there. But as a whole, I feel like we've built a good team. I don't know how it's going to play next year, but with that, let's try to find our QB of the future, or at least our QB for this final year in the draft. Okay, so in the draft, I don't know why I never checked this, but we did end up with the #1 overall pick. I just wasn't expecting that for some reason, but I'll definitely take it. Now, there is one clear best quarterback, and that is Mr. Dalton Stewart. Elite throw power. I wouldn't really guess that he's like great because of the short accuracy, the throw on the run, but apparently he is very good. He's a pure first-round talent, insanely strong, not very fast, but I guess that'll get the job done. Do we take him here, or is there like an option to trade down a little bit? Because he is, well, I guess he is pretty close to the top 5, so maybe we don't want to trade down too much. Maybe if there's like a good offer from the Chargers or Texans, we might take it, but that's a big maybe. The Texans are offering a 1, a 2, and a 5, but that's 2 years in the future. Yeah, even these trade offers aren't that good. I mean, they're fine. This Patriots one is pretty good, but I'm not going to trade down that far. We'll just stick with our pick, and we'll take the quarterback here. There is a good chance that this quarterback will have normal dev because he is kind of a weird-looking player. Like, some of his ratings don't look very good, but he's 6'3", 234, 22 years old, out of Cal, so let's take him. And he does have hidden dev. 97 throw power, 79 strength for a quarterback is insane. He looks so weird, those pads on. Why did they think that looked good? Like, who was in charge of making these player models? He looks pregnant, dude. Or like side pregnant. He's really wide. Either way, I'm happy with the pick. We'll take it. And then the pick from the Kyler trade. Let's see what we want to do here. This JT Allen guy is interesting. He's strong, but his power moves isn't that good, and he's a power rusher. So I don't know if this guy's all that good. Maybe, but I can't tell. I mean, it's probably a B, but even then, you would want at least an A. Unless they changed how that worked. I hope they did, and I just don't know yet. I hope it is a B power moves, just like on a set scale, not like compared to the other players, if that makes any sense. Because if there's a player here that has like B power moves, that can be compared against like, oh, I don't know, Jake Sheets, who is, or not Jake Sheets, Demarius Stevenson, who's 5'11", 277, and a pass coverage linebacker. Of course, he's not going to have good power moves, but if you compare like JT Allen to him or something like that, then oh yeah, it'll look better. Like, does that make sense what I'm trying to say? I hope it does, but yeah, I just don't like that it does that. I wish it was just like a B means like a 75 to an 80 or something, instead of, oh, it can mean that, or it can be like 74 if there are no other good power rushers here or something. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say, I hope. But all that to say, we're not even going to take him anyways. We're going to go Jamal Weston. He actually looks good, I think. I mean, A finesse moves, B play rec, hopefully good awareness, good enough speed, good enough strength. He's probably going to be disappointing. I just suck at drafting 3-4 outside linebackers for some reason. That's probably my worst draft position for some reason. But either way, let's take him. And he has normal dev, because of course he does. I knew it. But maybe he'll be a decent overall and get some playing time. We'll see. God, why do I suck so bad at drafting pass rushers, dude? But I mean, we're really kind of out of needs at this point. I mean, there are definitely still some things we could upgrade on this team, but I don't know if we're going to upgrade much in the draft anymore. This John Farmer guy actually looks kind of insane, though. A, man coverage, B, zone coverage, good enough speed. It'll probably be like a 92, but now that I say that, it'll be like an 89. He's 6'1", 209, 21 years old, out of Oklahoma State. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 92 speed on the dot, 95 change of direction. A lot of these corners have crazy change of direction. Again, weird pads. His arms were like going into them, but I like the pick. We'll take it. Now, what else do we even need? Dude, I keep clicking on the rosters thing. They moved where the adjust lineup thing was at, like down to the middle, and now they have NFL rosters at the top. Like, this right here is where the adjust lineup thing was. Now it's down here. So I keep clicking NFL rosters. I'll get used to it eventually, but today is not that day. But yeah, I think we've taken pretty much all of our needs. I might take a couple D linemen just to see if we can get some good depth, and maybe even a tight end. Maybe. This is gonna be the last guy I pick, and then I think we're gonna simulate it out. Deontay Anderson. No pass rush to his game. He's a pure run defender, but looks like a really good run defender, to be fair. Good enough strength. I guess not the slowest in the world for his size, but not that quick. I don't think he'll be great. He'll probably be like a 69, but let's take him. Normal dev. Even lower strength than I expected, but it's fine. He's depth. But let's simulate the rest of this out, and hopefully we did pretty well. Okay, well, I drafted decent decently well. I can't really say the same for the CPU. I guess it got a little better down here, but they were picking like 62 overalls in the 4th round. The immediate first pick was a 65 overall tight end. Kinda wish I took more picks, but it is what it is. Dalton Stewart looks very good, 76 overall. So, is there a way to change his pads? He looks fat as hell. I don't want to reveal his dev trait though. Oh, it's edit appearance. Can we please get rid of this fucking... That didn't even look like it did anything. Okay, I guess he's just fat. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy and maybe they don't know. That definitely looks weird. Okay, well, either way, I'll stop obsessing over that, I guess. Jamal Weston is not very good. He's only a 73 overall. You see, would finesse moves really be only a 77? Like, how does that make sense? I feel like that should be changed, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. John Farmer looks very good, though, at a 77 overall. Obviously, good man, good zone, really good athleticism in general. Will be our starting number 3 corner, I'm pretty sure. And then Deontay Anderson's even better than I thought he would be at a 74 overall. I thought he'd be like a 69 just because he didn't have any pass rush, but I guess he's just a really good run defender. So that's pretty nice. And then again, I don't know what the hell the CPU did. We had a lot of picks to work with and they couldn't even hit somebody over a 68 overall. But anyways, with that, let's get into year number 4 of the rebuild, and hopefully we can do better this year and maybe even make the playoffs with an actual good team, but you never know. But here's a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. We're up to an 86 overall now. Like, this is not a terrible team despite the record that we've had over the past couple years, and hopefully with Dalton Stewart now added to this offense, we can be a little better. We'll find out, but I'm hoping that'll be the case. But this team is really nice. I mean, it's a great receiving core, good running back room, good offensive line. I did something weird to the offensive line. This Holcomb guy was just chilling in free agency. Jerry Holcomb at a 79 overall with star dev at only 24 years old. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick him up and he can just start for us. So I moved Paris Johnson into guard because apparently he is going to play guard for the Cardinals, at least the last time I checked like a month ago. And then I moved Taylor Moton over to left tackle. I don't know if he has any left tackle experience, but we'll see how he does there. And then the defense, it's an 85 overall. I still don't love it though. I mean, we picked up Grover Stewart because he was chilling in free agency. Whatever team he was on must have cut him. Maybe the Colts still, I don't know, but I just don't love the pass rush group here. They're not great overalls and they don't play very well. So that's probably gonna be the biggest thing that holds us back this year, but hopefully we can do decently well. So not much else for us to really do here. I've done really all I can do. We're just in the hands of Madden simulation now. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 4. And I hope and I pray that we can make the playoffs for the first time in this rebuild. All right, well, if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. Super quick before I reveal how we did in year number 4, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Again, 2,000 likes for another realistic rebuild pretty soon. I've kept it mostly realistic. It's been a little weird, but as realistic as I've felt like keeping it pretty much. And of course, be sure to subscribe. I mean, like, you've enjoyed it if you've made it all the way here, so you might as well subscribe. Trying to hit 50K by the end of the year, maybe 20K by the end of the month. Is that a good goal to set? I don't know, but be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But this is how the team is looking at the end of year 4. Stewart has superstar dev, which is very nice. I'm kind of surprised, but we will definitely take it. And then this random tight end the CPU picked has superstar X factor. Don't know how to feel about that. Wish it was a better player that would have had that dev trait, but it is what it is. And wish it could have been earlier on in the rebuild. And then here's how the defense is looking. Farmer only had star dev, but that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. But in year number 4, we finished 10-7, finally making the playoffs. Now, our offense still was not good, but we had the best defense in terms of points allowed per game in the NFL, which, by the way, I switched to the Bucs defensive playbook, which is pretty good a lot of the time, it seems like. For season stats, though, Dalton Stewart was pretty good, almost 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, great rookie year. Tyler Algier wasn't good, but he's been better than our other players players have been. Little under 900 yards, a little under 4 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns. Not good, but again, better than what we've had. We almost had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Amari Cooper with 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Rondale Moore with a little over 1,000 yards. Trey McBride almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Taylor Moton was pretty bad, and Paris Johnson wasn't great at right guard, so maybe that was a bad decision to do all that, but I guess it didn't really screw us over too bad. At least we made the playoffs. Cedric Corbett led the team with 123 tackles. Tackles for loss, 14 for Ajulari led the team, 12 for Strickland. And sacks, 9 for Golden, so he did pretty well again this year. Last year he wasn't good, but his first year he was good again here. Strickland with 7 sacks, and then not much outside of that. And then picks, 2 for Byron Murphy, and then 1 for just 4 players. So only 6 total interceptions is not great, believe it or not. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. A Cowboys fan must have made this game or something. Like, they're always ridiculous in this game with like the regular EA rosters for some reason. Dalton Stewart was up there for MVP as a rookie at number 10, so that should be an offensive rookie of the year easily. Deebo Samuel wins offensive player of the year. No Cardinals up there. Defensive player of the year goes to Chase Young. Jay Spain at number 2. I feel like I was gonna pick that guy or something. I remember seeing that name either like as a trade offer or in the draft. I can't remember. Joseph Osai up here? That's weird. But offensive rookie of the year obviously goes to Dalton Stewart, and then defensive rookie of the year goes to Danny Gore of the Rams. John Farmer at number 9. God, I love the new Bears logo they put in the game. That logo's so cool to me. I don't know why. Now, of course, in the playoffs, we're going to be taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And this isn't just any Atlanta Falcons. This is the 3-time Super Bowl loser Atlanta Falcons, or 3 times in a row at least. But I mean, they've been a good enough team to get to the Super Bowl every year, so if I had to guess, I would say we will unfortunately lose this game, even though we do have the better team. That's just kind of the way Madden works sometimes, though, unfortunately. But we have a first of many scenario. Y'all know me, we gotta go play it cool. Always gotta play it cool. But with that, there isn't much else for us to do, so let's just simulate this game against the Falcons, and hopefully we don't get eliminated round 1, even though we probably will. And we, unfortunately, get kinda smoked, 23-7. Definitely a tough way to end the rebuild, but that's about all I can do. We have a really good roster at an 87 overall. I mean, we had the better team than the Falcons. It's just Madden simulation is still kind of iffy sometimes, unfortunately. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching my first Madden 24 video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Expect very fun and very big things for the channel soon. Only been doing this for a little over a year, so it's great to see how far we've come already, and I'm hopeful that this can be another amazing year. So I hope y'all will stick around for it. But again, 2,000 likes, 15,000 subs, I'll do 2 new special videos. One being another realistic rebuild if we hit 2,000 likes, whatever team gets the most like comment. I have a guess in my head for what it's gonna be, but we'll see what happens. But thank you all so much for watching. There will be another video on the screen right now. Click it if you want to. If not, have a good rest of your day. But I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.